Nityanandam. I'm Sumitra Devi from Malaysia. I'm a lawyer by profession. So today I would like to share about my experiences with beloved Kala Bhairava. I always refer Kala Bhairava as my eternal father for many reasons. And today being a very special day, Swamiji is gonna come in the form of Kala Bhairava himself. I think this is the best time for me to share with all of you about the experiences I have personally had with Kala Bhairava. So I would rather use the word introduced because I never knew about Kala Bhairava until Inner Awakening Kashi 2015, where my late mother and my father were also with me for that beautiful process. So Swamiji spoke about Kala Bhairava during that Inner Awakening, and I was very excited to go and see him in the temple. Right after visiting Kala Bhairava in Kashi, I would say I could feel his presence intensely when I came back to Malaysia. And being a lawyer, there were a lot of challenges that I had to personally go through for many reasons. Probably it's just clearance of my backlogs, but it happened so beautifully. So the first incident was I was having this severe harassment from this one particular client, and I wasn't able to handle it, and I was like sitting for that one night, and I was just continuously chanting Kala Bhairava's name, and I was invoking him. And the beautiful thing is, it was like the process took the whole night, and I was just like talking to him as if as if I'm talking to my own father. I was telling him like, no, this is something that I really couldn't handle, and I was just like weeping. I was like complaining, and I was telling him like, no, you have to do something about this. And I was chanting Kala Bhairava Ashtakam, and I think it could be like about 4ish or 5ish in the morning, and I was too exhausted, and I just like slept after. And I had his picture next to me, and I heard this very strong noise coming from Kala Bhairava's picture, which I kept it at the altar, and someone like walking ferociously towards me. And because I was too tired because of crying and my eyes were all swollen, and I wasn't able to really like open my eyes, and I was just like slowly peeping through. It was like this gigantic form of Kala Bhairava himself. He was huge, he was amazing. I mean, that I'm still having goosebumps talking about this incident. And he came near me. I could hear his footsteps. He came near me, and he just like, slowly was just like doing this on my hair, and then I just slept. I did not really realize what happened after that, and eventually those issues were solved in matter literally I wasn't able to really understand what has taken place later, but the problems were solved actually. And this was not once. I mean, literally this profession that I've been gifted has been very challenging for me, and there's so much of cleansing. And Kala Bhairava, not once, not twice, at all times he was there every single time. Even when I came to this office, I decided to take the challenge of opening up on my own after Swamiji's advice in Nityanandam 2015. When I came here, he was here. Literally every single night before going back, I could see his presence. I could see him literally sitting whenever I lock the door and I leave in the night. So he was taking care of me like his own baby. And I mean, this is something very beautiful. The bond I had, that relationship I had with Kala Bhairava, my father, is something very beautiful. It's like I have no idea after Swamiji's initiation, what has taken place, but he was there for me. So in my career, in my life, he was literally present. And when my mother was her health was deteriorating, and when she had her stroke, we just had to fall at Kala Bhairava, and during one of the Akashic reading, it was him. He was there in the hospital, in the ICU. We felt his presence. He was just there, and what he did to my mother was amazing. I mean, even mother had so much of connection towards Kala Bhairava, and don't know how many times she has done Kala Bhairava's puja, that 48 days. She was just doing it all the time whenever she felt like she needed him, and she would always say that warmth of love she had towards Kala Bhairava was just impeccable. It's like something which is beyond this world, and for that love she had towards Kala Bhairava, he was always there for her during her times in the ICU, in the hospital, when she was back to my house, when we were taking care of her, when she was in this vegetative state. We literally saw her being taken care of, Kala Bhairava. Even towards the end, when she was letting go of her body, we actually saw Kala Bhairava being there. We literally saw him coming in that full force, holding her and letting her to go of all those residues she had. And after the initiation that Swamiji has given, I was able to feel his presence. I was able to see his form, literally like ascending and standing beside mom, and we are always grateful for that presence of Kala Bhairava. Never failed. It was like there was never a moment I had to tell him where are you? You're not here. It never a time I had to question him. He was always there. Only initially I got to know that he's our Kola Devata, our family's Kola Devata, and that gives me so much of happiness to know that he is there for the family. But even beyond that, it only happened because of Swamiji's initiation. I think probably he was there all the time, but I wasn't able to feel his presence, but only because Swamiji's initiation after Kashi, it happened. And even while I'm telling this incidents, literally, it is not imagination. He's like something which all of us have experienced. He's still standing here, sitting, and then in his most loving form, smiling at me. That ferociousness of Kala Bhairava is always felt in this bird in the most loving way. He's always loving to me. He's always like a father-like figure to me. Yes, he does cleansing. He thoroughly crushes me, but it is only something that I felt which is coming out from him out of love and compassion towards me. And I have no words to say how I am so blessed to be going through this every moment, this my journey with Kala Bhairava. It is something which is beyond words. On the very last day when my mother had to leave her body, not only me, even my family members who were not able to understand, to comprehend this entire journey, felt Kala Bhairava literally. They could say this one man, according to their description, he's like a shadow. He's so powerful, and they all felt so warm, and yet they all liked it so much. It was so powerful in my house when all of us were just sitting next to my mom. When they could feel it, I was like beyond words. It is like so important for me that everybody in the family knows that he's there every single moment for us. And there are many incidents as well to really explain about Kala Bhairava, but I think I'm just running out of words. It is not coming out from the system because I'm just becoming too emotional to think like what have we done to be able to experience him. Nothing but my gratitude to Swamiji. I can tell anyone without even a fear, without even a doubt, a single doubt that yes, he's there. Yes, I could feel him. It's like sometimes those people around me who has this logical mind, I don't even like bother to tell them that yes, I can feel him. Yes, I can see him. He's there physically. And that courage has given me, and I'm always grateful for that. Literally. Thank you so much for listening. Nityanandam, may you all be blessed today. May you all experience my darling Kala Bhairava. Nityanandam.